City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Now, here's Wendy.
Thank you for waiting for us. Welcome to season 11. Say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. How you doing? Much better now. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topic. Breathe. Ugh. You will watch every day. You will watch every day. Thank you so much for waiting for us. Hiatus is a necessary thing. I'm so happy to be back. It was the longest, 2 months of my life, in a good way. But no, I'm glad to be back. I've got something really, really big to tell you, but I'm not gonna do it until later on in the show, okay? Something really big to tell you. So, no. Everybody calm down. Calm down. I'll let you know later in the show. I woke up this morning like I always do. I like to get up a little bit early, lay in the bed before doing anything. You watch the news and you see what's going on. I always go on my Google or on my phone and see what's all going on. And I see a story about me. I'm like, okay, and here we go again. Well, no, here we go again. All right, shout out to my friends at Page Six. Equally, shout out to my friends at Us Weekly. And I want to shout out to my friends at Celebrity Insider, which is a blog. Okay, so here's the story. Here's the story, okay? They all collaboed on this ridiculous story, and I'm so happy to be back in the purple chair to talk my own talk. Honey, so last week, there was a celebration of the most stylish New Yorkers, and I was on the list for the first time in my life. Right. And this is something that Us Weekly does all the time, and they pull New Yorkers who have style, and they have an event for us, and there's a red carpet, and you go inside, and they're past hors d'oeuvres, and an open bar, and all that stuff. So at the last minute, because it was a busy day here at Wendy, me and the crew and the staff, it was our first day of all getting back together to work the cameras and make sure the lighting is right, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, we were all off for 2 months. By the way, a shout out to Jerry O. He did. Jerry did a really good job, I thought. I watched every day. Unfortunately, I got the phone call saying, there will be no Jerry O. I know, but you watched, you rode for him. Norman, we rode for him.
You did, we rode really hard.
Yeah. There's, I don't know what people want to see on TV besides this.
Yeah.
What do you want to see?
Oh,
Anyway, but he's still gonna be doing stuff for our show. Suzanne, I told him, you know, like we're gonna need an LA correspondent.
Yes, of course.
Get in there.
Yes, he'd be perfect
and
for
make
that.
it happen. Exactly. You know, support him any way I can.
Yes, yes.
Not true.
They're telling me there's no decision made yet.
Why am I seeing not true?
They're telling me that they're still trying to sell it and no decisions have been made yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Thank God.
So there's hope. All right. But back to the crime scene, right? So they had this party and we worked hard all day, the staff, and I had meetings and stuff like that. And somewhere around 5 o'clock, I was just exhausted. And I knew I had to go out 8 o'clock that night to go to Us Weekly, you know, with the red carpet and, you know, style-ish New Yorkers. I had a Poochie suit and a Poochie blouse. I was ready to style stunt, okay? But I was a little tired. Like, I think all I wanted to do at the end of the day, you know, go home, put on my robe, and, you know, get on my lymphedema machine. By the end of the day, my legs feel a little heavier and stuff, and just relax. Like, sometimes you have to know when to hold them and when to fold them. So Bernie, my manager, and Chief, my assistant, she doesn't like to be called assistant, she's Chief. Bernie and the Chief were gonna, you know, and I said, and don't say I was sick, just be polite, and because I'm not sick, I've been working all day, but I appreciate the honor, Us Weekly magazine, and New York Post, you got it wrong. I did not go to the party because I heard Lil Kim was gonna be here. See, this is, now this is what it says, right? Wendy didn't go to the party. We made all these arrangements. We only called to invite her. She wasn't even on the list to be the stylish New Yorker, but she insisted on being on the list. I'm like, well, why wouldn't I be a stylish New Yorker, number one? I didn't beg to be a stylish New Yorker. We have the receipts. Everybody around here has emails. They all know what I'm doing when I do it because this is an operation. You elected for me to be a stylish New Yorker. I said I was going to come to the party, and all of a sudden at the last minute, you know, I just kind of wanted to go home and oil my joints and sit on my machine. I wouldn't have been that fun hanging out with, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't go. But no, I did not know that Lil Kim was going to be there, but I love Lil Kim, so stop trying to start something. Lil Kim and I are fine. Number one. And number two, there were all kinds of other people there that I like too, including Sarah Haynes, Ice-T and Coco. You know, the party was Lala Anthony. Like, I like these people. And they're stylish and they're New Yorkers, and I was going to be there, but on the count of, you know, I turned 55 over the summer, and you have to learn how to take your pass when you just don't feel like getting down, you know? Anyway, enough about that, but look, more about my hot girl summer. Not now. A little bit later on in the show, I have a segment for you, so that way I just get it out all at one time. In the meantime, there are other celebrities to talk about, because just because I'm being talked about, a lot of you all think I'm going soft. Nope, season 11, I'm going harder than ever. Now look at here. So Felicity Huffman's only going to prison for 14 days. I mean, if she was black, it'd be 14 years, number one. And number two, she was sentenced on Friday for her role, you know, in the college cheating scandal. Nobody likes her daughters. Her daughters are the one, no, it's not her, that's Lori McLaughlin. Look, so here's the deal. And she only has to pay $15,000. Or excuse me, she paid, $15,000, and she's worth millions, to have her daughter's SAT scores changed. And so that's where her trouble is. So she admitted what she did. Now she's going to jail for 14 days. She pays like, you know, $30,000 in restitution or something like that, maybe a few more dollars. Do I think she'll ever work again? Yeah. You wanna know why? Because, first of all, she copped to it. You know, second of all, she's one half of a power couple in Hollywood, and she's a nice woman. She just did something that I think a lot of mothers would do. I mean, if you had the means. Yeah, I don't know you. All I'm saying is, clap if you do it. right. You know, but there's this woman in Connecticut, right? And she sent, and this is a big case that we're talking about here in New York. It's a local case. Tri-state is Connecticut, New York, New Jersey. She was sentenced to 5 years for faking the address so her son could go to a better school system. Well, who hasn't done that before? I mean, I've never done it before, but I know people who've done it before. I really don't consider that a crime. You know what I mean? Who hasn't gotten Virginia plates on a New Jersey car because you can get shit? Just saying. You know, crime is everywhere if you squint. But this is the woman right here, right? So she went to jail for 5 years just for flipping a zip code so her kid could go to a better school. Although she did have a criminal record, so maybe they were judging her for stuff she did before. I don't know what's going on. I gotta tell you something though, outside of this show, the news, to me, is like the best thing going. I don't agree with everything. People are getting killed and murdered and stabbed. The politicians are corrupt. But you can't take your eyes off, you can't take your eyes off of it. So Felicity was also fined at $30,000, and I think she should have been fined millions. And also, the money that she is fined, hopefully it will be given to support those who can't afford a better education. Yeah. Anyway, what's next? I don't feel like talking about Lori McLaughlin. It's like a long story. She should go all the way under the jail. You know, like the wealthy arrogance of it all. And I don't think she'll ever work again. No, it's not like either woman would have an easy time if you see them like in the grocery store, because wouldn't you be looking, even at Felicity, like, And Lori, you'd be looking like, ew. Nobody likes your daughters. Your daughters think they're entitled. Now Lori's going through a divorce. Well, what do you expect? You heard about that part, allegedly. Yeah, she and Massimo, her designer husband, who designs the good leggings at the Target, he makes a fortune, but so does she. But I wouldn't hire her again just because that Hollywood arrogance of it all. We've all done wrong, but when you get caught doing wrong, isn't it time to humble down, not humble up? You can imagine their compound now. She's probably sleeping in a different house on the compound. They're not talking. They're going through, a situation with just a mess. But they created this mess, and I'm only here to talk about it. That's all. So, a few weeks ago, we all heard that Nicki Minaj is announcing that she's retiring from music and everything to have a family. Well, you wanna know what? I think that's great. I think that a lot of times, power girls, what they do is they get caught so much up in their work, before you know it, everything down here is dust. And they haven't claimed the kind of life that they wanna have. Suzanne, do you know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right.
You've been doing this for a long time.
Yes, but a lot of women wait too long, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But good for her.
I say good for her.
Yeah.
But I also say it's like, I don't believe that she's retiring forever.
No, she'll be back.
And I also think that these days it's a slippery slope when somebody backs out of what they do for a year, even if they back out while they're on top. It's like, okay, so you're gonna be in the house for 9 months, and you're gonna have the baby, and then what's going to happen? I think she'll get back in the studio. In my mind, and I like Nicki, don't take this the wrong way, I'm not clapping or backing or anything. I've had it with all that behavior. But look, I think that Nicki needs to do what my friend Cardi B did, which is have the baby and rap. Until, yeah. Yeah. Kids are God-sent and everything like that, but they often sometimes appear at the most inopportune times of life. Like when you're at the top of your game, and now I'm pregnant. Oh gosh. But Nicki's got a plan. She's only like 36 or 38 years old. 36, so she's got time to have not one, but just a few children if she'd like. Personally speaking, I would go for the injection of the twins and have them both at one time. Anyway, she's been dating her childhood friend, Kenneth Petty, and they got a marriage license back in July. I don't know who Mr. Petty is. He's a murderer, though.
It was manslaughter. It was manslaughter.
Now look. He served time for first-degree murder, 7 years.
First-degree manslaughter.
All right, what's manslaughter?
It's like, I guess, when you don't do it intentionally.
But that's still murder.
Sure, yeah.
That's like if your foot slips off the gas pedal and you run over a man, and then he dies. But that's still murder. Well, it's manslaughter, but it sounds more dramatic to say murder. Well, technically speaking, somebody died. Okay, so Mr. Petty is a murderer and did 7 years, and he was arrested 11 times. Well, look, things happen. I mean, these days you can be arrested for jaywalking. They do that right here in New York. All you gotta do is file a criminal complaint. I don't know about your block, wherever you live, but here in New York, a city block is a mile long. Now the Wendy compound, all right, we got this studio right here and then one right across the street. I have never seen a Wendy staffer walk all the way to the corner to walk across the street and walk back, okay? So there's plenty of arresting that can go on right here, just with you criminals. Anyway, look, this is her childhood friend. She knows him better than us. I'm not judging on her pick of man. I'm not even judging that she's gonna have the baby. I wonder if, and she's threatened by like the Lizzos and please. You know what I'm saying? By the Lizzos and the Cardi B's and, these girls out here. She might have a brain blockage, Nicki, in terms of to write the right stuff. She doesn't want to come out with a bad album. She wants time to sit down. And children certainly are a storyline for these celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she's got a baby now, and, she looks better than ever, and she's still engaged to Mr. Petty, or maybe they'll be married at that point. It'll be a new storyline for her life. The problem is that will people be waiting for you? And somebody in our morning meeting said, well, they waited for, who's the Australian girl with the fake body?
Iggy Azalea.
Iggy Azalea. I said, people waited for Iggy Azalea? I don't know, did people wait for her? But also, even if they waited for her, Iggy Azalea's white. So she's a different type of rapper because she's white. And they said, well, Jay-Z retired and came back. I said, but Jay-Z's a man. It works differently for a man. So we're here thinking about you, Nicki, but not for too long. I mean, Yeah, Nene's coming tomorrow. It's a whole lot of fun. She came to New York last night. She's like, do you want to go out? I'm like, no, summer is over, okay? I've got things to do in the morning, and for the next, for this seasonal, like, no. I'm in the house lymphedeming and moisture, no. She says, but Wendy Pooh, we have to have fun. I said, I will see you on the show on Tuesday, tomorrow. She'll be here. I was like, that's it. I'm not a fair weather friend, but I do have my priorities in order. And me first, my son and my family second, this show third, love in my life fourth, and everything else is a distant last place. That's it. Like, I'm the kind of friend, I tell you exactly what it is. I lay it on the line. You don't have to wonder, where's Wendy? Over here, not over there. Anyway, so I am watching Dancing with the Stars tonight. They actually did pick a pretty good cast, Is it gonna be one of those 2-hour episodes though? Because I don't have to, 2?
Yeah, it's 2 hours tonight at 8.
That. 8 o'clock?
Uh-huh.
There's so much, like, I still haven't seen Judy. I still haven't seen Hustler, but you have to leave the house for that. But Judy and Hustler, those 2 movies, Judy Garland and, Jennifer Lopez and them, The Hustler, I want to see that. But anyway, so it was announced this morning when I woke up again. I'm looking on the blogger, and I see Christy Brinkley, she's 65, friend to the show, personal friend in my head and the whole social life. She fractured her shoulder. and her wrist, practicing over the weekend. Well, that looked fake as hell. Okay, let me tell you what I see. What I see is a 65-year-old hot stuff who looks like if you're gonna fracture anybody, you should have said the tailbone. Because I don't see a wrist and a shoulder being fractured. But that was real cute. Listen, you know, so allegedly she went to the doctors. I don't know whether she had operations. I don't know whether she's still in the hospital, whether she's back home. Here's my thought, okay? Dancing with the Stars called Christy Brinkley and said, do you wanna dance and with the stars? And so she said yes. So after she got off the phone, that's when she plotted her schedule. Now look, I don't know what season this is, maybe like season 25. You know, I was in season 12 of Dancing with the Stars. I'm not a dancer, I can barely walk, you know I'm spastic. I did it because it was like the first season of the show, and Dancing with the Stars, there's more people watching than we're watching our show. I wanted a second season, so what do I need to do? You know, I'm still lighting Slim Jims and pulling notes and telling stories, but apparently we need more. So let me go on this Dancing with the Stars and see how this is gonna work out. In my opinion, I think what Christy did was she signed up for Dancing with the Stars knowing that she'd put her daughter Sailor in there. Now, you know, Sailor is beautiful. Sailor and Christy, here's the deal. Sailor is a Sports Illustrated model, but that's not as big as being a Jenner, like a Kendall Jenner, you know, who came out of nowhere. She's a supermodel of the world. And in order for girls to get this leg up, it takes more than beauty. You know, you have to have cachet. And that Dancing with the Stars has got a lot of eyeballs watching. So, and Christy really doesn't need that. You know who she is from the beginning to the end. She doesn't have to dance with the stars, you know, for you to know who she is. So my thought is that she said, look, Sailor, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go to a few of these practices. I'm gonna go on the Good Morning America and line up with everybody else, get all the press and stuff. You know, I'm gonna walk around looking hot and sexy, and then I'm gonna play like I broke something. And she did break something, allegedly. Although, Christy, I must tell you, there wasn't a believing person in my entire Bureau meeting this morning. When I presented my case, everyone was like, uh-huh, mm-hmm. Anyway, so Sailor will be there. Well, you know, she's now not the biggest person there, so I don't even know that people will care about Sailor Brinkley, but even more important is at least Christy at 65 will not have to be dancing around like that, because you can look like a teenager on the outside, but it's all 65 on the inside. I'm excited, though, to see Lamar Odom. He's gonna be on there. This is good for Lamar. It's good, you know? I don't picture him being a dancer, but he's got a real lovable personality, and he wants people to forgive him, and this is a great way to go on an all-American show like this, so he gets past being called a cheater and a drug addict, and just becomes a person of unfortunate circumstances in life who was lovable on Dancing with the Stars. They got some other people on there that I care about. Who else? Gladys Knight?
No, Mary Wilson.
Mary
from the
Wilson
Supremes.
from the Supremes.
Yep.
I wonder if Diana Ross will be watching. I don't know. But, you know, and then back to the Christy thing, she'll go every week to support Sailor, looking sexy. They'll swing the cameras her way, so she'll get her camera time. Sailor will be dancing. It's a win-win for the family. Look, if you're gonna watch, it's 2 hours you'll never get back. But Dancing with the Stars does air tonight on ABC at 8 o'clock, and we have more great show for you. Later in the show, I've got a major announcement. But up next, I'm gonna tell you all about my hot girl summer. So grab a snack